Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got a new movie review out on this channel right now. We're going to be talking about The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, that just released this weekend on HBO Max and in theaters. And wow, I have got a lot to say about this film. So if you guys enjoy this review, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also comment down below in the comment section. Did you like this video? Did you like this movie? Did you not like the movie? I want to hear your thoughts, so be sure to do that down below. Okay, so let's talk about, wow, this movie is out of its mind crazy. Guys, I just got done watching this film, and I have so much to say because I never in a million years thought that this movie was going to pull off what it did. And to just start off by saying this movie is wild. It is every bit of crazy that you have heard people say it is. It is every bit of insane that you've seen from the trailers. It is every bit of insane that you have just read in people's reviews. It's everything. Everything that you could want if you're somebody who's looking for that. And right off the bat, I love this movie. I love this movie so much to the point where I'm coming out and saying it now. This is top 3 DC. Top 3 DC movies by far. And I would probably rank it at my number 2. Man of Steel to me is still my number 1. I still love Man of Steel. I know a lot of people don't like that movie. It's my favorite. It is my favorite DCU film by far. And I think The Suicide Squad, to be clear, The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad is my second favorite. And this is miles better than the original film that came out back in 2016. That movie was not that good. While, to be honest, I have come to find that Suicide Squad, the first one, it's kind of a guilty pleasure to me in terms of entertainment value. I acknowledge that the movie is not good. To be perfectly clear, I acknowledge that the film is not a good movie. But for me, it is guilty pleasure in terms of entertainment value. I still to this day go back and watch it just for entertainment. I don't watch it because it's a good film. I watch it for entertainment value. Like, it's like a movie that I could put on in the background. But nonetheless, with The Suicide Squad, that is not the case. I could watch this movie all the time if I really wanted to. It is entertaining. It is emotional. It's got everything. It's action-packed, violent, gory, by far and none the most violent film that DC has made so far. It goes there, man. It goes there in every scene that it is in. Whether that's for the comedic value, for the violence and the action, for the emotional beats that it brings to this film with a bunch of the characters that you see, it brings it. And James Gunn, wow, let me just say this right now. James Gunn, you are a cinematic genius. I have to say, I don't know if there is a guy who, and I've seen this get thrown around a lot recently since this movie has come out. There is not a guy that I think understands superhero films more when it comes to the type of filmmaking that he is, most known for, which is because if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which are the movies that he's known for Marvel, those movies are known for being these comedic, action-packed, fun joyrides. And look, the first Guardians of the Galaxy is a great film. The second one, to me, is one of the lesser Marvel movies, MCU films. That, to me, I don't really rank it in terms of the middle of the pack or the top tier of the pack MCU films. I rank it down in the lower echelon. But the movie it is funny. I can't deny that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is funny. There's just, the story of that film was never particularly an interest to me. I never really liked the story to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but that didn't mean that the movie wasn't entertaining and funny. And with The Suicide Squad, it is everything but that. The characters in this film and the story that they go through, it's just wild. It's insane. It's hilarious. I found myself laughing so much during this film. I don't think that there was a single joke in this film that didn't make me at least chuckle. There's not a bad joke in this film. Every joke in this movie either made me chuckle or laugh out loud so hard to the point where I was on the floor dying of laughter. I cannot give him enough credit. The characters in this movie, you feel for a lot of the characters in this film. Now, to be clear, this is not a spoiler in any way. If you've seen the original Suicide Squad movie, you know exactly what's going on here. People do die in this film, and I'm not going to say who. This is not a spoiler review. This is just a regular review. I will be doing a spoiler review of this film tomorrow. This film does everything that you don't expect when it comes to the deaths. The deaths are absolutely bat shit crazy. It is crazy where he goes with the deaths in this film. There were some deaths that honest to God, I could not believe it. Now, to be fair, before this film had came out, I had seen the trailers for this film, and unfortunately, I have to be honest with you, I don't think the film, when it came to the marketing, when it came to the trailers, I don't think they necessarily do a good job of hiding things when it comes to the characters of the Suicide Squad. I would advise, if you are somebody who has not seen any of the trailers, don't watch the trailers. Do not watch the trailers for this film. They do, if you look hard enough into the trailer, they do give away a lot of the stuff that happens when it comes to these characters. They do give it away. And as I was watching the film, the people who die, I was like, yeah, I knew that. I kind of expected that. I honest to God, I predicted that so hard to the point where I was like, God, man, I wish I hadn't watched that trailer. And so, yeah, that's all I would say. I think the marketing doesn't really do a service to this film when it comes to certain characters and what eventually happens to them. So that's all I would say about that. But the characters are great. Peacemaker, Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba. Peacemaker, it's Peacemaker, if I'm correct. Peacemaker, played by John Cena, who's of course getting his own series. He was great. Idris Elba was great as Bloodsport. Harley Quinn, obviously, by Margot Robbie. She is fantastic as always. She is the most perfect casting for this character I think we have ever had. Even some of the other characters, like Ratcatcher 2, for example. Ratcatcher 2 has the most emotional scenes in this film. I don't know the actress's name, but she does it so well in this film. Honest to God, I would put her up for a Best Supporting nominee right now if I could. She is really good in this film, for the Oscars, of course. There's a lot, obviously, there's a lot of good performances from every character in this film. King Shark is another character in this film that I absolutely adore. He is hilarious in this film. I can't say enough about a lot of the characters in this film. There's just so much fun to be had with this film. And if you've seen the Rotten Tomato scores, for example, it's at a 93% right now, if I'm correct. Yeah, those scores are about right. This movie is a 90% plus kind of movie. It is so good, guys. I couldn't recommend this movie any more than I already have. Again, guys, I can't really say much more unless I get into spoilers, but of course, there's so much to unpack for this film. I will be doing a spoiler-filled review tomorrow. Be sure to stay tuned for that. So, guys, I have nothing more to say. If I had to give a verdict for this film, it is a solid 9.5 out of 10. I absolutely adore this film. This film is amazing. I love it. I can't wait to rewatch it again sometime down the future. Maybe within the next 45 days. Obviously, of course, it is on HBO Max, and they have the 45-day theatrical window for it. So maybe at some point down the line, I will watch it again. This movie is a blast. Guys, go check it out. Go see it in the theaters or on HBO Max. I would highly recommend the theaters, though. The theaters are where you're going to want to see this. See this with a crowd, man. It is so perfect with that way. So, yeah, guys, nothing more to say. I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys all in the spoiler review for this movie tomorrow. All right, peace out, everybody.